Everybody, welcome back to the Goose Block. I'm your host, Bruce, and today we're talking about Tales from the Darkside. What is a better time to talk about shitty horror movies or anthology TV series than 1:30 in the fucking morning? You heard it here, folks. It is 1:30 in the morning, and I just decided to record this video because why not? A short and sweet video to add on to the list of October uploads. This being kind of my one little chance to breathe, if you will, because my god, there's so much stuff happening this month. Tales from the Darkside. What is Tales from the Darkside? Tales from the Darkside is a horror anthology TV series from the early to mid 80s, even kind of dabbling into the late 80s a little bit, but not really. This series actually aired on CBS and did surprisingly well, especially in seasons 3 and 4. And is kind of a precursor to what more people know about Tales from the Crypt, just less schlocky, a little more mentally focused, very dialogue heavy, and not very R-rated at all. I mean, I could see any of my kids' horror viewers watching this show, even though I think they'd be bored to death. It's definitely not inappropriate in any way, really. So, as a kind of family horror anthology show, what do I think of this series? Well, to put it short, I think it's fucking horrible. And I want to just get into this immediately, because there's kind of a lot to talk about with this show. But not really episode-wise, just as a whole, right? We're gonna go into my ratings on each episode and all this shit, but I just decided I wouldn't, because there's so many episodes that are bad, there's so many episodes that are boring, there's so many episodes that I literally cannot even remember the fucking name of. I can't remember a single plot beat of some of these episodes. For the love of God, when that is your, I guess, resume as a TV show, that is not good, right? At least in every Tales from the Crypt season, I was like, I remember this. At least in every Creep Show season, I remember some stuff. Duh. I, dead ass, don't remember a lot of this season. And here's the thing. Because of that, I've kind of debated, do I even continue watching Tales from the Darkside? Who knows? Because what am I watching for? To forget it in like 2 weeks? Because that's basically what happened. I had just watched like half of these episodes. And guys, what is worse than a boring fucking TV episode that's 20 minutes long? Nothing. Because 20 minutes should go by pretty fast. Somehow, Tales from the Darkside makes it so 20 minutes feels like a fucking hour. And it's shocking, but it's kind of interesting. Because this show definitely takes a different approach than basically anything else that was coming out at the time. I mean, Creep Show. Creep Show has some more schlocky stuff, some more psychological stuff. It's got some pretty interesting body horror stuff. A lot of these episodes don't have any of that. Tales from the Crypt. Tons of tropes. I get it, right? Tales from the Crypt's tropes are fucking wild, but somehow this show kind of avoids all of that. It doesn't have any tropes. It doesn't have really anything that most people to come to 80s horror for. It's just kind of there. And what's weird is that I've actually heard a lot about this show growing up. A lot of older folks even said to me back then, they were like, yeah, Tales from the Darkside was great. It was like watching horror movies once a week on a weeknight. It was like, what the fuck? And it was on CBS of all things. So, kind of interesting how some older people around the age of 50 or maybe a little tiny bit older actually know about this series' existence. A lot of younger people my age have no fucking clue what it is. In fact, a lot of people even at the age of 30 or 35 don't know what it is. So it feels like kind of a forgotten relic. In fact, apparently some episodes were even lost media before it was put on DVD. You heard that right, folks. Lost media. And what is worse than having a famous TV show completely lost and erased from time? Not much. Funny enough, one of the best episodes in the entire show, Inside the Closet, seems to be a lost episode before this DVD box that came out, which is actually how I watched it. So if you guys want to watch Tales from the Darkside, go ahead, buy this DVD box set on Amazon or whatever. And honestly, skip a lot of the bad stuff. There's so much boringness. Just get to the good stuff, which sadly there isn't much. Because guess what? This season was pretty fucking bad. I want to just throw this out there. My season average was horrible. It was a 4 out of 10. And I'm not sure how it ended up being that, but I thought it would have been lower. But I guess not. A 4 out of 10 is what we're sticking with. And I guess you win some, you lose some. Tales from the Crypt was really fun to go through. Creepshow was really fun to go through. I guess we have a really bad season to go through. And sadly for the millionth time, I keep saying that word, this show has 24 episode long seasons. Guys, I'm gonna be honest, I do not think I can watch any more of this show. And that's why I just want to get this out there. Season 1 of Tales from the Darkside. What do I think? Well, it's dog shit. You don't have to watch it. Watch any other horror anthology TV show from back then, or even now, because I bet they're all better. This is just a lot of boring media that you're going to forget about completely in the following weeks after you watch it. So with that, I know it was a short video, but I wanted to pump this out for you guys because it's kind of an interesting topic. We talked all about Tales from the Crypt. I never really got to talk about Creepshow much, but if I ever get around to rewatching it, maybe I'll talk about it a little bit. But yeah, Tales from the Darkside. Interesting series. Definitely not one I would recommend at all. But hopefully, if I do come back to the show, I will like other seasons more. Season 1, pretty bad, 4 out of 10. And thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great night, and I'll see you in the next video.